Hello everyone and welcome to this channel CSAT Simplified. Today this is the first video for the CSAT course and today we are going to talk about the exam preparation. We are going to talk about the strategy and how to ace CSAT exam. Okay, and also we are going to talk about some misconceptions that are there about the CSAT exams in among the aspirant circle. Right? Let's start. Introducing myself. Uh, I did my MBA from one of the top B schools in India, and from 2019 2020 till date, I'm mentoring students with their preparations strategy for CAT exam. I'm also helping them with their interview process. Right. So recently, I stumbled upon this controversy for CSAT that there are multiple petitions pending in Supreme Court for the difficulty of this year's CSAT exam. Yes, the difficulty has increased, but after analyzing the last 6 years exam paper, I found few observations and I'm going to share those observations with you. So starting with those observations, first thing, yes, the exam difficulty has increased in past 5 years. No questions about that. If you start from 2019 and till date to 2023, 90-20 were still manageable. 21 was slightly on the difficult side, but 2022 and 2023, the difficulties has increased significantly. Now, as the petition says, the exam, CSAT exam is now at the on the CAT at par with the CAT exam. Is it true or not? In my opinion, no, it's not at all at par with CAT exam. See, the only problem is why we are finding CSAT so difficult because most of the aspirants are still following the old strategy to rely on the crash course which they do like 1 month before the exam, and they don't read CSAT regularly like they do the preparation for general study. So CAT, so it is not at all at par with the CAT exam of now. Maybe in 5-10 years, it could happen, but not now. The only thing which you have to change is your preparation strategy to ace this exam, right? And we are also going to discuss on how the preparation is different from what we require in a CAT exam, what we should do, what are the books we should follow, and what all are the other preparation strategy. Now let's start with the preparation strategy we have to use for this exam. Okay. Since I have been mentoring a CAT students, so if you compare a CAT student with a CSAT student, there are many differences, and you have to honor that and don't or never ever try to do the same preparation as the CAT aspirant is doing. Why? See, CAT exam, you have to score as much score as you can. You have to score the maximum score possible to get a good rank, right? But in CSAT, you only need 33% of the marks. So only devote this much energy so that you score 33% of the marks, not more, obviously not less, right? So 33% of the marks should be our aim, and this is the first difference which we have uh, against a CAT aspirant, right? And the second strategy is a CAT aspirant is studying 8 hours per day of quant and verbal, right? They're doing how many hours they're spending? 8 to 10 hours per day on this paper. But do you need 8 hours per day for CSAT? No, you don't need, and you cannot devote this much time. So, how many hours you exactly need? You need 8 to 10 hours per week. Believe me, in the start, devote this much time, and as you will go close to the exam, it will be the path will be way easy. So it's better to spend 8 to 10 hours per week now than spending a 1 month of crash course in the end. So this 8 to 10 hours per week means that this translates to only 1 hour per day, not more than this and not less than this. 1 hour per day is the optimum time you need for the preparation. And of course, there might be days when you cannot devote 1 hour per day, right? So that is why you should focus on getting 8 hours of CSAT preparation every week. And that's all, right? So first thing is clear. How many hours we need for these exams? 8 hours per week. Second, sources slash books. See, a CAT student, there are many books or sources available in the market. There are Pearson guide, there are the Sharma. So you don't need those books. Why? Because you don't have that much time and you don't need that much information to just score 33% marks. If the paper had been, you have to score as much marks as possible, like a general studies paper, then obviously you should refer to some book. But since you only need 33% of the marks, don't go for any book. Don't solve for source. Just I will give you the strategy. If you want to follow along this course, that is good. Even if you don't want to follow along this course, I will also give you a strategy which you can use to ace this exam. And final, this is very important. How many previous year question papers do you need to do before going for 2024 exam? In my opinion, you should do at least papers from 2018 till 2023. This translates to 6 papers. Try to do every question possible for these 6 years exam, right? So 6 into 80 will be around 480 or 500 questions. These questions you should know by heart. You should know how to do each of these questions. And that's the only thing you have to do for the exam majorly. The theory part is okay, but this is the area which you have to focus upon, right? Now, let's move to the pattern of the exam. I'm sure there are many students who are going to give their first attempt in the next year cycle. Here, how this paper is different from GS paper. In CSAT paper, you have 80 questions, not 100. You have just 80 questions, and one question is not of 2 marks, it is 2.5, and this makes it 200 marks paper. You got it? Each question is 2.5 marks. For 80 questions, you need 2.5. This makes 200 marks paper, right? You need 33% of 200 marks. 33% of 200 marks to pass in this exam means 66 marks you need to score. Only 66 marks, right? So you have to be very strategic which questions to do, which questions to leave, right? You only need 66 marks to uh, go through this exam. And for the first time aspirants, this paper score will not be counted. You just have to score 33% of the marks, and that's all. Now you will be eligible, or your score will be, your general studies score will be eligible for mains shortlist. But if you don't score 33% of the marks here, your GS paper marks will not even be counted. No matter you scored 120 marks here, 150 marks here. If you fail to score 66 marks here, then you're out of the cycle. Got it? So 33% marks means 80 questions. You need 27 correct. Out of 80 questions, you just need 27 questions correct. 27 questions correct means uh, 27 question correct means let's take this number to around 30 questions you need correct. There would be many times there will be negative marking and all. So consider 30 to 35 is the safe range where or the attempts you should aim for. So in this exams, there are two parts. First part is verbal. Verbal is everything related to English, reading comprehension, sentence filling, jumble words, whatever there, those come under the verbal part, right? And the other part is quant, right? Quant means whatever the or everything related to mathematics, the reasoning part, the data interpretation questions, the arithmetic, geometry, number system, everything's come under quant, right? So after analyzing last 6 year paper, I found out of 80 questions, you are going to find 50 to 55 questions in quant and 25 to 30 questions for verbal, right? 50 to 55 questions for quant and 25 to 30 questions of verbal. This course, which we are going to go through on YouTube, here we are only going to focus on the quant part, not the verbal part, the quant part, right? And in verbal and quant, in my opinion, you should aim for at least in the first part 25 to 30 questions. You should try in quant part, and in verbal part try to do 10 to 15 in the verbal part. This means you're going to attempt around 40 questions in the exams, right? And how much time you have to devote? In my opinion, this is a 2 hour exam. So I'm going, if I am giving the exam, I'm going to devote around 1 hour 10 minutes on the quant section and 40 minutes on the verbal section. And the remaining 10 minutes are for filling the OMR sheet, right? So 1 hour 10 minutes, that translate to 80 minutes I'm going to devote to the quant part and 40 minutes to the verbal part. Why? There is reason. See, quant part means the mathematics part. You are going to study here, you are going to solve the question in the exam, you will see the option and you will be very much sure this is the answer. So the accuracy means the chances of questions getting right is very high, right? As compared to verbal, where if you're reading a comprehension, you find two options very close to each other and you mark one and leave other. It might be correct, it might be wrong, but the chances of questions getting correct is high in quant and less in verbal, right? So I'm just making my chances brighter by devoting more time on the quant part. And obviously, it's 25 to 30 questions. It means almost double the time which we are going to give to verbal, right? So 1 or 10 minutes. I'm going to aim for 25 to 30 questions in verbal, and 40 minutes time I'm going to aim for 10 to 15 questions in verbal. And believe me, in reading comprehension part, if you are aware about the comprehension or the paragraph, what the paragraph is trying to say, each paragraph contains three follow-up questions. So just reading, devoting like 10 minutes on a paragraph, will be able to solve three questions, right? And in this way, if you are able to read 4 to 5 paragraph, that means 5 into 3, 15 questions you will be able to do verbal in 40 minutes for sure. No worries about that. Only in the quant part, you have to pick 25 to 30 questions from those 50 questions. And you have to be very smart here. Which 25 to 30 questions you are going to pick, we are going to talk in the next slide, right? Let's move. Now, what the I'm sure you have heard about this principle, Pareto principle. This is also known as 80-20 rule. See, this rule says, see, if I'm a student, I cannot read. So this again, if this is a whole syllabus, you cannot read everything in the CSAT exam. You cannot read geometry. You cannot not cover every possible topic and just to get 33% of the marks. You have to be very smart only to devote your energy on specific topics which could give me good score. So the principle says I'm going to focus only on those 20% of topics, means 20% topics out of all syllabus which are going to give me 80% of the marks. You got it? I'm going to give my maximum effort on those specific topics which are surely going to give me more marks, right? And this is very important to find out these 20% or the majority effort areas. Got it? So I have to pick those specifically those topics which are going to give me more marks. And which are those topics? This is an analysis for I've done for CSAT 2019 paper and CSAT 2020 paper, right? And if you see here, just see first three topics. First three topics, if you see, if you add these, this is coming out to be how much it is coming out to be? This is coming out to be around 33. And if you add these, this is coming out to be 24 around, right? And how much did we aim for? We are aiming for 25 to 30 in quant part, right? Not more than that. So if we only focus on these three topics and nothing else, you will be easily able to get into this range of 25 to 30 correct questions, right? Why I'm not picking other topics? Obviously, the miscellaneous part is also there, data interpretation is also there, geometry is also there. See, miscellaneous, obviously, you see 18 and 14 here, but these topics are very ambiguous. Means you can never predict what is going to come in the exam. This year, you spend a lot of time on the calendar portion. Means suppose today is Saturday, what it is going to be this day in 2050. This is a good question. This could come in the exam, but putting your effort only for these one or two topics is not worthy. So you should better focus on these three topics: number system, arithmetic, and algebra. Right? Focus on specifically on these three topics. Also try to cover the basics of the remaining topic, and you are good to attempt 25 to 30 questions in the quant portion. Right? And as I've already told you, I'm going to cover quant section in this course. I'm going to cover all these topics plus PYQ, especially from 2019 to 2020 in the first go. If the time persists, I'm going to cover the remaining PYQs or remaining year PYQ. But this in this course, the focus will be on 2019, 2020 because they were on the easier side, means they were on the medium level of the difficulty. They were not as easy as 2018, 2017 paper, but not obviously not as difficult as 22, 23. So when you're studying for the first time, better to start with a medium level of difficulty. So what are we going to cover in this portion? 2019 and 2020 PYQs plus quant theory, right? And special focus on these three topics. Number system, we are going to start with these three topics: number system, arithmetic, and algebra. And after these, we are going to cover the remaining topics which I have mentioned in the table here. And for those people who don't want to cover CSAT from this area, these videos, my tip would be don't refer any book, only focus on these three topics, right? Only focus on these three topics. Focus what are the subtopics for number system, what are the subtopics for arithmetic, what are the subtopics for algebra. For each subtopic, type in the YouTube search bar. Suppose I will give you an example. This is arithmetic portion. In arithmetic, there are number of subtopics: averages, percentage, profit loss, simple interest and compound interest, and so on. So people who are going to follow this course, each topics will be covered in order. But who don't want to go along with these videos, for type in averages in the search bar of YouTube, find any relevant video, go through that video. So cover each topic with a YouTube video. Don't go any with book, and so plus videos plus. So also you have to solve previous year questions from 2018 to 2023, and that's all the self study you need to do for your preparation. I hope it is clear. In this course, again, I will repeat, we are going to cover the quant part. In quant part, we are going to use 2019 and 2020 PYQs, and we are going to focus especially on these three topics. And after that, after these topics are covered, we are going to go to the less priority topics after this. And people who don't want to follow along with this course, we and or you want to go for self study, just I will share this subtopics division in my Telegram group. Go there, see these, search for each topic in the YouTube. After you search the topic, go through those video, go through the theory, and after that, solve previous year questions or PYQ or the 2018 to 2023 papers surely. And that's all you need for this. And in my views, you don't need to do no mock tests for CSATs. Why? Because solving 2018 to 23 is going to take a lot of effort from your side, and I don't think you are going to you will be left with a lot of energy to solve mock tests as well. So priority would be cover theory, cover these year previous PYQ, and after that, if you have some energy left or time left, then you can move to a mock test. But in my opinion, this is sufficient. And that's all. We are going to wrap up this video. I will share the breakup for 2019-2020 in my Telegram channel. I will share the link for the Telegram channel here. You can go there and download the subtopics for the top for the for or the subsection for each of the topic. And thank you for watching the video and good luck.